Does the direction of a fan's spin really matter? Alright, let's talk about something you've probably never thought about, but now you won't be able to stop noticing. Does it actually matter which way a fan spins? I mean, a fan is a fan, right? It spins, air moves, and hopefully, you feel less like a melted popsicle in the middle of July. But if you've ever sat under a ceiling fan on a hot day, cranked it up to max speed, and still felt absolutely nothing, you may be a victim of something called completely useless airflow. Because yes, there is a correct way for a fan to spin, and if yours is set wrong, you're just paying your electricity bill to inconvenience the air. So here's the deal. Fans actually have two spin modes, but no one ever tells you this. You get a ceiling fan, you turn it on, and you just assume it knows what it's doing. But no, this thing actually has seasonal settings, and if it's spinning the wrong way, it might as well be mocking you. In the summer, your ceiling fan should spin counterclockwise. This pushes air down, creating a breeze that helps cool you off. It doesn't actually lower the temperature in the room, but it makes your skin feel cooler through evaporation. AKA the same reason a slight breeze feels amazing when you're sweating outside. In the winter, your fan should spin clockwise. Yes, the opposite direction. Because it pulls air up and redistributes all the warm air that's been gathering near the ceiling. Because guess what? Heat rises. Which means all that expensive thermostat-controlled warmth is hanging out at the top of the room, doing nothing for you. And if that sounds completely backward, I get it. Why would you want warm air going up in the winter and down in the summer? Because physics. Specifically convection, which is just a fancy way of saying hot air is an elitist and refuses to mix with the peasants near the floor. But if your fan is spinning the wrong way, yeah, you're just making the room windier with zero benefits. And if you've got it cranked up to high speed while in winter mode, you're basically launching warm air straight into the ceiling like a NASA experiment. And if you think that heat is ever coming back down, no. It's up there now, living its best life, never to be seen again. Meanwhile, you're sitting on the couch in 3 layers, questioning every life decision that led to this moment. This isn't just a ceiling fan problem either. Fans exist in a lot of places where direction actually matters. Ever stood under an exhaust fan in a kitchen and realized that instead of pulling out smoke, it was just aggressively pushing it back at you? That's what happens when a ventilation fan is spinning the wrong way. The same applies to computer cooling fans. Install them backward and congrats. You just turned your high-performance PC into a high-performance space heater. And let's not forget airplane propellers. If those spin in the wrong direction, yeah, that plane isn't flying. It's just sitting there looking embarrassed. And then there are wind turbines. These are literal power-generating giants that convert wind into electricity. But they have to spin in the right direction to generate power. If someone sets them up wrong, boom. Congratulations. You now have a very expensive modern art installation. Even nature figured this out. Tornadoes and hurricanes don't just spin randomly, depending on how they're feeling that day. They rotate in a specific direction based on what hemisphere they're in, because if they didn't, the entire weather system would just give up. So if literal storms and jet engines require proper rotation to function, maybe, just maybe, your living room fan needs some attention too. Now, you might be thinking, so a fan spinning the wrong way is always bad? Not necessarily. There are actually a few cases where it's done on purpose. Athletes sometimes train with reverse spinning treadmill fans to create resistance. Wind tunnels sometimes reverse airflow to test aerodynamics. And some restaurants intentionally set their ceiling fans to spin in the wrong direction, so they don't blow air directly onto tables. Because, apparently, people don't like their pasta turning into a wind tunnel experiment. So yeah, sometimes someone out there is using an incorrectly spinning fan on purpose. But for the rest of us, we'd rather not spend another summer wondering why our fan feels about as useful as a motivational quote during a heat wave. So, does it actually matter which way a fan spins? Yes, it absolutely does. Counterclockwise in summer keeps you cool. Clockwise in winter keeps you warm. The wrong direction just makes your fan look busy without doing any real work. And if you're suddenly panicking because you've never once thought about which way your fan spins, don't worry, you're not alone. But maybe after this, take a second, look up, and check. Because the difference between comfort and wasted electricity might just be one little switch away. And if you learned something today, or at least got a mental image of yourself staring at your ceiling fan in betrayal, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment. Or better yet, go check if your fan is actually helping you, or just mocking you from above.